Hello everyone, it's Hidesh. Today we're going to be taking a look at a very historic game that was played in last year. It is the game where professional player Kubo showed us his new strategy, Rook to 7e strategy for the first time. And this debut game of Rook to 7e strategy was dramatic. It was played on February 20th, 2009 as the second game of the 34th Kiou title match. Playing black was Kubo the challenger and white Yasumitsu SATOU the defending Kiou. And actually this was the 5th time Kubo challenges to major title, all 4 times before this being unsuccessful. But in this title match he won the first game, so if he can win this second game too, he would get a good chance of winning his first title. And I'll present this game today because in my other video series, Shogi Openings, recently I've talked about this Kubo's Rook to 7e strategy. And I talked a little bit about this game too, so I wanted to see the game in this series as well. So let's take a look at it. Okay, black Kubo played pawn to 7f, 3d, and 7e. Yeah, it's quick initiative attack. Kubo is known by this nickname, Artist of Tsubaki. He's well known to be very good at brilliant piece maneuver, and he's a ranging player. So he's using initiative attack. Okay, pawn to 8d, rook to 7h, and pawn to 8e. So SATOU accepts quick initiative attack here. And as in the Joseki, Kubo plays king to 4h and white plays silver to 6b. Now, classic Joseki move from here is king to 3h. That is thought to be the best move here, which will bring us into Masuda Ishida attack. However, at this position, Kubo played pawn to 7d. Well, the thing is, in classic Joseki, this move is thought to be not very good, because his next move would be, instead of taking the pawn, gold to 7b. Well, if he takes this pawn, it is said to be good for black, actually. But it is well known that after gold to 7b, black cannot make it a good position for him. So we wondered why he was doing that, while we all know this is not going to be good for black. But this is where Kubo showed us his marvelous new move. And that was, rook to 7e, floating up the rook to the 5th rank. Okay, now we were stunned. All people watching this game were stunned. Now, most of us had this question. What about he takes it now? Because if black recaptures, that means it's simply black has lost a turn there, while he can go there with only one move. But anyway, actually, SATOU didn't play that. He didn't take the pawn. He was very cautious at this position, and he actually went king to 4b. So he didn't take the pawn. But after this game, in the post-game discussion of this game, Kubo revealed his idea what he was going to do after pawn takes 7d. Although he doesn't have to do that, he can make it a secret and then use it in later games. But he just revealed his idea, which we admire him for. And the idea was actually not taking this pawn. It was rook to 4e. Well, no wonder he's called Artist of Tsubaki. Very brilliant maneuver of the rook. And the line after this position is very exciting and interesting. So if you don't know the detail after this position, his Kubo's idea, which he had been studying for a couple of years, please go ahead and watch my other video series, Shogi Openings. You can find Kubo's Rook to 7e strategy video. So, but as I've said, in this game, SATOU didn't do that. SATOU just cautiously played king to 4b, going to castle, trying to put shrink to his bishop. But from this position, Kubo, of course, has prepared a countermeasure for it. At this position, he anyway took the pawn there on 7c, making a pawn trade. Silver recaptures, and then he makes a bishop trade from his side. Silver recaptures. Okay, now the silver is being floating here. And here's a very good knight leap over to 7g, developing behind his own rook. Very good structure, because the rook can anytime take this pawn, offering a rook trade, and he's going to resolve all his major pieces into an exchange, which will be good for ranging rook side. Okay, but here SATOU has a very good fork drop. Yeah, of course you can find it. It's bishop drop to 5d. Yeah, of course he has this move. So he's forking these 2 pawns so black can avoid bishop promotion. But Kubo knows that, of course. and he's not gonna protect the pawns. He just played bishop to 5e, attacking the silver. Now it's getting very exciting because this bishop is actually aiming at this rook too. Okay, white plays knight 3c, blocking the bishop's diagonal and also threatening a very harsh attack on king's temple. But from here it gets more and more exciting because immediately black sacked his bishop to 7c, promote. Okay, gold recaptures, and you know what? Black goes ahead and develops his knight to 6e, attacking the gold. Okay, very exciting. And at this position, actually, SATOU said after the game he was also thinking about moving the gold here. Well, because if rook promotes, he can take the knight, right? So it's pretty interesting. But after all, he played bishop drop to 60, attacking the rook. Okay, black takes the gold here, waiting material. Knight recaptures and rook runs to 7d. Okay, now the bishop can promote to either of these squares, but he chose 2g square. Well, this was a little bit strange because if he had promoted to here, it's going to be attacking the gold, and after that the horse can go back, for example to here, harassing the rook. But he promoted to here, so actually black played silver drop to 7e, attacking the bishop. Okay, now if bishop runs to 5e, well, if the silver goes back, it could be repetition draw, but also pawn to 5f might be also an option, because if this bishop takes the lance, black can take this knight, right? But actually SATOU didn't move his bishop. What he did was well, very exciting. You're gonna be stunned. It's knight to 6e, ignoring that attack on the bishop and attacking this square. Well, this move is very interesting because actually he's threatening to sack his knight in the next move and take out this gold. So it's a very powerful attack, but at the same time, and now this square is open for white. That means he can drop a pawn here, which will kill his rook. So it's pretty difficult for black to deal with both of the threat. So he just played silver takes the bishop on 6d. Yeah, that's pretty normal. But white's not gonna recapture it. He's gonna sack his knight there, and king recaptures, and horse takes the gold. Okay, now the position is getting more and more exciting. The king is loaning here. The horse can now take the silver by checking. The knight can check anytime. Very exciting. And here black left his king that way and promoted his rook to 7a. Of course, because it's a very powerful dragon attacking the rook now, and it's gonna be a check. So white has to anyway move the rook to knight b. And here, before this position, Kubo had thought there would be a winning move at this position, but after coming at this position, he used his thinking time for nearly 14 minutes, and he couldn't find a winning move. And what he did was he sacked his silver on 5c2, just as white did on 5g, sacking his knight. So king has to take it, and dragon takes the gold on 4a. So even more exciting position. Look at this. Both kings are very in similar structure, and they're both lone in mid-rank. Unbelievable. So what should white do here now? Well, actually, after a post-game discussion, there was a winning move for white. A very good way is to simply check the king with maybe a knight drop or maybe a pawn drop. Try to get a tempo to approach black's king like that, and simultaneously making his own king safer. If king goes this way, well, interestingly, it's actually a mate. It was very hard to read. If you take it, pawn drop and followed by a gold drop, and if he goes this way, gold drop, has to go back, and rook check, king goes back, and a horse check, and a silver drop. So that's pretty good. If the king goes this way, white can now take this silver with checking. Pawn drop. Well, this time white can make his own king safer, because, for example, this silver sack and 5e, because if black takes it, it's actually checkmate, right? So black can't take it and has to run. Well, it's very difficult to run to this way. The horse can now check, and the rook is waiting here. So black has to go this way, and maybe so white can keep attacking while making his own king safer. So I guess checking with pawn on 5f might have been better, or maybe knight check on 6e. Well, if the king runs to this way, it's a simple checkmate, you know, gold drop, and he tries to run away, checking. Well, very simple, knight drop. Well, this way might be also interesting, but simply he can check, and well, let's say he runs, but oh, here's this silver sack, because if black takes it, rook check, and I'm sure it's a checkmate, so king will run, but well, actually I can just sack it and just drop it here. If he runs, gold on the head. So he runs this way, but gold not on the head. He has to drop it here, because knight check and checkmate. So dropping a pawn might have been better. However, what white did was he simply took the silver on 3i with the horse checking. Well, yeah, this is a very natural move, but after the game analysis, maybe this move might have been not very good, because actually Kubo played king to 6h, running away from the horse. So the king became a little bit safer, but of course white has good moves too. He played gold drop to 5f. Well, this is a threat mate, of course, starting from horse check, and it's making his own king safer. Actually, it's protecting these squares from any kind of piece drops from black. Well, actually, if you want for this gold drop, white's king is pretty dangerous now. It might be easily in a forced mate, actually, because he can make a dragon check anytime. He can drop a bishop check anytime, or he can drop a knight anytime. He can drop a pawn anytime. So it's pretty dangerous. But this gold, he's saving his king from the checkmate. And at this position, black didn't play any checks, and he just moved his king over to 7h. A very, very cool move. Yeah, early escape the king is worth 8 moves, as the proverb goes. Okay, white plays pawn 7g, trying to draw the king closer to his attacking pieces. But of course, black's not gonna take it. He even went ahead, moving his king over to 8i. And all of a sudden, with these 2 moves of the king, now black's king became so safer. So maybe now Kubo is doing better. But actually, it's not so easy. White has this move. He played gold to 6g. And very interestingly, this move is a threat mate. So the king wasn't so safe as it looks, as we expected. And well, the mating moves is it starts from silver drop, because if the king runs to either of the squares, there's the knight and silver, so it's gonna be a checkmate, of course. So black has to take the silver here, and white will simply clear off all the pieces, and gold, silver, silver, knight. Well, actually this horse is powerful, so well, easiest way is, I guess, silver sack here, because black will have to take it, and dropping a knight to 60 is very good move. Well, the king has a very wide room, but it's actually easy checkmate, because this knight covers these 2 squares, and horse can come over to here anytime. And don't forget about this rook. I can attack anytime. Well, white has to be always careful about this middle block on pawn to 7c, trying to move his rook out of the second rank and then check from back of the king. But of course it won't work at this position because it's a checkmate. So, yeah, this position is a threat mate for Black King. But here comes Kubo's final brilliant move. It was Bishop drop to 6f. A threat mate removing threat mate. Because it's a threat mate, of course, very easy. And it's actually avoiding a threat mate. For example, the bishop is eliminating that knight drop on 6c we've just seen. So this is a very good move. And also it's not only that, it covers this square, avoiding future threats. I mean, it's also attacking the gold, of course. And the thing the bishop is covering, this 7f square itself has a meaning. So we're gonna see that later. Okay, so anyway, White desperately dropped his silver to 7h, of course. But the thing is, this time the king can run. Brilliant. Yeah, because White can't drop his knight to here, the bishop is already there. Well, even if White makes a check here, that's the only check he can make. But after gold recaptures, there is no check available. Well, even if he makes this attack, the king can simply run, right? And look at this. Even if this check, gold recaptures, and this move is not a check. So actually, Black's king is okay. Well, even if this knight sack, well, this square is covered with the bishop, so no piece sacrifice will occur. So at this position, it is simply that Black's king is very, very okay. So White has to do something about his king being a threat mate, and desperately he just simply dropped a pawn to 5d, almost giving up. So Black made a dragon check. Okay, rook to 5b blocks it, but knight check and king runs, and simply he took the rook. Yeah, Black doesn't have to mate the king yet, because Black's king is okay. He can just keep making threat mates. Okay, well, but the question is this position really a threat mate? Well, it's very hard to tell. So White anyway let it be that way and took the gold with the silver unpromoted. So this time it's a very simple threat mate. So Black has to now checkmate White's king. Now can you do that? Can you find a mating move? Okay, let's see Kubo's final move. It was gold drop to 70 and SATOU resigned. Alright, the mating moves is if king takes it. Well, here's the rook drop. Well, of course he can't go to this way because maybe another dragon check. So the king will go back to here. But you can take it with the dragon. King runs. And then what? Well, don't drop a gold. And the king can run. Well, it might be still a win for Black because, you know, this cover check, the king, he can keep making checks and he can rip off this silver. But, well, don't do that. Don't drop a gold on 4f. Actually, we can sack this dragon, yeah. And rook promotion. Right, and a checkmate. So that's the mating move. And also, after the gold drop, if the king runs, yeah, gold drop, king runs, and look at this, very good rook drop. White can't take the bishop, right? Oh, and also, after this gold drop, king can actually go to this way. So what are we gonna do? Well then, dragon sack. And maybe rook drop. Or maybe pawn drop. It's okay. So it's checkmate. So after this really, really exciting game, Kubo won the second game too of this title match. And you know what? This final gold drop on 70 was only the 57th move. An incredibly short game, but it's unbelievable that this is only 57. I can't stop thinking this was much longer. Alright, now if we talk about the result of this title match, after this game, actually SATOU took the third and fourth game, so it became 2-2, tying the score. But finally in the fifth game, Kubo beat SATOU, and he got his first title last year. So congratulations for doing that. And recently Kubo is doing very, very good. He's now even challenging Osho title. Right now, he's playing against the defending Osho, Habu, And well, the second game was played yesterday, and the winning count is now 1-1. So we have to keep seeing that. And also, as I've said, this Kiou title match was played in February last year. So, yeah, it's almost a year from that time. That means the 35th Kiou title match is going to be start shortly. And actually, the first game will be played on next week, 5th of February. And it will be played in Shanghai, China. So don't you miss it. And you know what? You know who the challenger to Kiou Kubo is? It's SATOU again. He's back. He came back as the challenger to Kubo. So we're going to see another exciting title match between these two players. So don't miss it. Once again, 5th of February, Shanghai, China. Now, hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.